morning, everyone. It's Allison with another garden tour update. Today's June 30th, so it's the last day of June and summer has finally arrived in Montana. We're having days in the mid-70s, supposed to be 80 this week, and then we have nights in the 50s. So things are really starting to grow instead of just kind of survive and handle our low 40s, mid-40s weather. So let's go check out to see what we have in the garden today. So, starting in our containers, we've got some houseplants that have joined the party. The marigolds are starting to bloom, which is beautiful. This catnip we keep having to put inside because our cat, Pete, keeps sitting on it, but I think it'll survive. The cilantro here, I tried to keep it in the shade for a couple days, but it's going to flower just because it's that time of year. And then we have our container peppers and tomatoes. Now there's been a lot of changes with these. They're starting to put off some fruit, as you can see here. Back here was our first tomato. And all of these plants have at least one blossom that is fruited. The peppers are a little farther behind, but they're looking healthy. So again, these three tomatoes are all the same variety, the Oregon Spring, and then this is the Gardener's Delight. You can see those little cherry tomatoes on there. And then these peppers as well are putting off fruit. And then we've got some more peppers. And this mint that's doing wonderfully. All right, continuing on. So this is the only strawberry plant that I have not killed. So that's exciting that that's still alive. And this rhubarb is still hanging in there. This black crim tomato, I don't know if I ever mentioned what's going on with this guy, but there were two tomatoes that I didn't want to separate because I thought that I might kill both of them. So I'm just going to try to single stem both of them up these two separate posts. So we'll see how that works. We've got some sunflowers that are thriving. Another tomato here, the Gardener's Delight. You'll notice that the tomatoes in the ground are growing a lot more slowly than the tomatoes in the bed. That's not surprising to me because the beds have warmer soil, they have looser soil. So these tomatoes are just kind of an experiment. So this part of the garden, you can remember, is kind of always been the most prolific because this is our cool weather crops. So now that it's getting a little warmer, it is starting to, they're all starting to go to seed. So I'm really excited to watch this mustard go to seed because it's got these giant pods that I plan to collect to harvest. And then same with this pak choi back here and the arugula, as well as the cilantro. Cilantro gets so big when it goes to seed. It's really fun. And we still have some things growing back here. Got some chard, kale I've been harvesting off of both of these, a little rogue kohlrabi in there, and then some other kohlrabi as well. I harvested the kohlrabi that was right here because it was starting to shade out these cucumbers. So I harvested it maybe a little early, but I'd rather have the sun for those guys. And then I might do the same with this because it's shading out this pepper here, this jalapeno. And the nasturtiums are happy and looking beautiful. I'm really excited for those to flower. And then we have our zucchini, which is taking off. I might have planted this zinnia a little too close, but we'll see if they can coexist. Some carrots here from our carrot radish row. And then this is a radish that I let go to seed. So again, I'm just letting these little pods develop right here. And then I'll harvest those to save for next year. Coming over our cabbage and our kale. You can see a bunch of white stuff all over those. I put some cornmeal on them because I'm having a caterpillar issue. And I heard that that's a fix. So we'll see. And you can see there's some evidence of caterpillar damage. Been using this dill quite a lot, which has been delicious. And then back here, our marigolds are also blooming. And then we've got some beans back here. Now they're not getting, and some weeds right there. They're not getting too much sun right now, but my hope is that they'll grow up high up here fairly quickly and start to do okay. All right, moving along. This is probably the most exciting pepper. I thought this was a jalapeno, but now I'm not sure what kind of pepper this is. It could be a pepper from one of the combo packs that I planted seeds from. More zucchini in the back there, some leeks in the front here, and some cucumbers over there. More peppers. Now these melons, you saw, I think in the last video they were just sitting outside hardening off. They've taken really well to the garden beds. And then another pepper back there. This pepper is getting kind of shaded out by these beets, so I'm going to try to harvest these beets soon. You can see there's beets down there. Lots of beets, and then that parsley back there I've been harvesting. Our blackcurrant tomato over here is starting to fruit. I'm seeing some aphids or some sort of other bug. So I sprayed these yesterday with an organic insecticide, but looks like we still have some friends. They're leaping, so I don't know if they're aphids or not. See, there are these little black things. If anybody can tell me what these are. See, they just leap away, so I'm not sure if they're aphids or not. Our carrots are doing great. Peas, so many peas. I think I'm gonna come in and harvest these right after this video. Lots of blossoms up top. Our garlic is growing scapes, and I think it's gonna be ready to harvest in a week or so. I might dig up a bulb and see how big it is, but we're getting there. And then along the end here, we've got our raspberries. So that is the garden today, June 30th. We are coming into summer here in Bozeman Zone 4B, and looking forward to getting some real production coming soon.